I don't think we should ever leave.
How's it going out there, YouTube land and all social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a couple weeks ago, and is a new horror film from a great director that is known for 80s horror films, so we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video, any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, such as X, TikTok, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram. Pretty much posting these regularly, so definitely give them a whirl. And as always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a couple weeks ago, and is a film from a great horrors 80 director who has also directed many other great films over the years. And then of course the film called Send Help. Yeah. Send Help. Yeah. So Send Help is considered a black comedy horror film that is from a great, like I said, 80s horror director and director of many other great horror films over the years, and is just a very interesting, like, kind of survival film too as well. Basically about two people stuck on a desert island together who absolutely hate each other, basically, type of deal. But crazy things happen and all that kind of stuff, which I thought was a really great concept. I mean, I hadn't seen like kind of a crashing airplane crash sequence film where people have to survive on an island until they get rescued type of deal, kind of like Castaway or anything like that. But having it as a horror film that is also has black comedy elements and stuff like that, I thought was a really great idea. And I thought at the same time, after watching the trailer for this film, like, wow, this movie just looks like it's going to be really crazy and really out there. And that's exactly what this film was. It's definitely up the alley of films kind of like, you know, Evil Dead and Army of Darkness and Bubba Hotep and stuff like that. It's very much so very crazy film that has a lot of great elements that really make it a very entertaining film. Now, this film has been directed none other by a gentleman that goes by the name of Mr. Sam Raimi. Oh yeah, Sam Raimi, woo, Sam Raimi, yeah! So Sam Raimi, you might, of course, recognize as the director of Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. You might recognize him as, you know, of course, Army of Darkness, the first two Evil Deads. You might recognize him, of course, as Drag Me to Hell filmmaker and so forth, and he's directed so many films over the years, and he's just a really great director that directs the crap out of great films and just really makes really fun films. And so when I found out he was directing this, I was like really surprised, because it didn't seem like a type of film that was up his alley. And I thought, wow, this should be interesting to see him do kind of like a survival film, you know, with, you know, certain elements. And at first I didn't realize this was a black comedy horror film at first either. I just thought it was a survival film that happened to have some like crazy, maybe action, you know, psychotic things going on because they're stranded on an island type of deal, but I didn't know it went to the levels it was going to, and Sam just really brought that to life in this film, giving us a really well done film that was just super awesome, so much fun, and really felt like a classic Sam Raimi film. Now, if you're a big fan of like the Evil Deads, if you're a big fan of, you know, Drag Me to Hell, you're a big fan of those types of, you know, the horror films he's done, this movie is a movie for you, because it has all those same great crazy elements that made those films so entertaining. And this film has a lot of great black humor in it, you know, black comedy type of thing, you know, or dark, I should say, dark comedy, which I don't get why it's not called dark comedy versus black comedy, but whatever the situation, it's a very dark comedy. It's got dark humor. And, you know, I think it also has just a lot of great action sequences. It has a lot of great kind of like thought process. And just overall, the film is just really interesting and fun. And the dynamic between our two leads is just really on point, and they work so well together. And I think that really brings a very interesting take, and really, you know, kind of brings together their story till by the end of the film, you're like, okay, I kind of see why it went that way. And just the whole thought process was such a great idea where you don't know what's really going to happen, and then it happens, you're like, wow, that was freaking insane. And it just was so fun and just really interesting and awesome, and just, I thought, really visually beautiful too. Thought the special effects were done well, the gags, the set design was all amazing, and I thought Sam did a great job bringing that all to life. And the thing I like about Sam Raimi is that he has such a great, crazy mind, and he really brings that always to his movies, and that's what he brought to this film as well. And he just did it so well and encompassed it and gave us this really entertaining film that, really worked together and brought his actors and everything together and making it, a very fun film that, really has the essence of his other films in it, and I thought that really played out very well for Sam. Now, if you haven't seen anything Sam Raimi has directed, definitely a great film series to check out of his that he directed is a great film series that started in 2002 called The Spider-Man Trilogy with Tobey Maguire. Yeah! Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. Yeah! So, of course, Sam Raimi directed the first 3 Spider-Man films that starred Tobey Maguire, and he did a phenomenal job with those. He gave such a great element to them, but at the same time made him so comic book fun, and just really showed his great bravado at being a director and just knowing what he wants to bring to it. And I love that he even has a little bit of a dark element to it, like a very horror element that has great comedy, but great action and great, visual effects and stuff like that just really shine. And I love what Sam did with that series and gave us these really great first Spider-Man films that I think go down to be some of the greatest Spider-Man films of all time. And they're so awesome, and Tobey Maguire was so great as Spider-Man, and Sam really knew how to get it out of Tobey to get such a great performance as Spider-Man. And especially in the third one, when they took it really to the comedic level where he dons the Venom suit and he starts doing the crazy dancing, it really shines in that too, showing that great humor that Sam Raimi has. And I just think the films, all 3 films really shine and show how great of a director, how great of a writer, how great of a producer, and just everything that Sam brings to films, he brought to those 3 films. And he made a great trilogy that was just super awesome. If you haven't seen anything Sam Raimi has directed, definitely check out the Spider-Man films. He did a phenomenal job with those. But I think he did a phenomenal job with Send Help. This movie was just absolutely fun. It was absolutely a pleasure to see in theaters. It just was action-packed with fun, and it just felt like a great classic film from Sam Raimi, especially if you're a big Evil Dead fan. That's what Sam made this film feel like, and it just was on point, fun, and the performances were absolutely amazing in the film. If you haven't seen anything Sam Raimi has directed, definitely go check out Send Help in theaters now. He did a fantastic job. So this film has a really small cast. Pretty much our 2 main stars are really only actors and actresses in this film. There are a few other people that make small appearances throughout the film, but the majority of the film is these 2 great actors and actresses that just really shine, really bring to life these characters, and just are really awesome playing their characters as well. I have to shout out the great Mr. Dennis Haysbert in this film. He was really fun in his short little small cameo role at the beginning of this film. I absolutely love Dennis. I think he's such a great actor, a great character actor, and I think that little role was very fun and enjoyable, and I have to shout him out. But to start us off is none other than kind of a main hero bad guy in this film, Miss Rachel McAdams. Oh yeah, Rachel McAdams. Woo, Rachel McAdams. Yeah. So Rachel McAdams, you might recognize, of course, from a slew of things. The Notebook. You might recognize her from The Time Traveler's Wife. You might recognize her from a few other things, the Doctor Strange films and so forth. And she's just really become a really amazing actress over the years. She's had a great body of work, and she is just a really fun actress. And she is very underrated, I feel. I think that she has made some of the greatest films around, and she doesn't get enough credit for how good she was in those films. And I absolutely love her in all of her films that she's in. She always plays a great, character. She always plays them so well, and she's just always fun, always, a joy to watch. And of course, she's absolutely gorgeous and just fun to see whenever she does in films. And I think that she really brings a great kind of realness to her character too, because sometimes you absolutely hate her, and other times you can't help but just be in love with her because she's so sweet and kind. And I think she brings that all those types of different flavors to her characters throughout any films I've seen her in, and that's what she brings to this great performance in Send Help. She was absolutely epic in this film. I love the transition from beginning to end of the film, how she portrays this character. I think that she plays such a great unhinged character that just really delivers and gives you this really great kind of like, is she a hero or is she a bad guy type of deal, and she plays off that so well. And I think that this is one of her best performances I've seen to date. I mean, she's done a lot of great performances in films, but this one is really by far, I think, one of her best ever, and she just knocks it out of the park with this film and delivers some great performances, some great lines, and just really great chemistry throughout this film that was just super fun. Now, if you haven't seen Rachel McAdams anything, definitely a great film to check her out in. It's a great film I love that came out in 2005 and from the late, great Wes Craven, called Red Eye. Yeah! Red Eye. Yeah! So Red Eye is the other film I feel that is like one of my all-time favorites of hers. Her performance as that character is absolutely top-notch, amazing. I love what she brings to the character. I love her presence, her thought process. I love what she brings to the character, how her character evolves throughout the film, and I just love what she brings to that character as well. And I just think that it's a very underrated role for her. I don't think she gets enough credit for how good she was in that film. And it being a thriller film and her playing the character she does, her being the good guy versus Cillian Murphy in the film, she really plays that character like a real person would have, I feel, if you're in that situation. And she did it so well. And you can't not help but love her in this film. And at the same time, you feel for her and what she went through and all this kind of stuff. And then having Brian Cox as her father was so freaking awesome too. And I absolutely love that too. I thought that was done really well. And I think that she just was so phenomenal at them and just brings to life such a great character and just really shines and is a very underrated performance. If you haven't seen Rachel McAdams, definitely check her out on Red Eye. She was absolutely phenomenal. But overall, I think she was phenomenal also in Send Help. She was so damn good, so fun, and just, I think, plays a really great character that I think will go down as a really great performance, and I hope that she gets the recognition for this performance because she delivers in every aspect of this character. If you haven't seen Rachel McAdams anything recently, go check her out and Send Help. She was absolutely phenomenal. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this film, and that is none other than the other shipwreck survivor on this film, and that, of course, is Mr. Dylan O'Brien. Oh yeah, Dylan O'Brien. Woo, Dylan O'Brien, yeah. So Dylan O'Brien you might recognize from a few things over the years. Love and Monsters. You might recognize him from a few other things. He was recently on Only Murders of the Building and stuff like that. And he is just one of those great actors that I think is another underrated actor that doesn't get enough credit. He was in that Cato Lake, which I think his performance was probably the best part about the film. And I think that he just is one of those actors that can really play many different characters. And he plays a arrogant prick very well. And he really delivers that in, Send Help. He plays this great asshole kind of character that it just works very well for him. He brings it to life. He gives us this really great performance that I think really complements Rachel McAdams' character. And I think overall, I think that he just really delivers a fun performance that you really despise the character, you really hate the character, and when you do a good enough job, which Dylan does in this film, you just really hate that character, and he did that so well. And it's so funny because he's so different in other films I've seen him in, and at the same time, even in interviews, he's very different than how his characters are portrayed. And yet, his character he plays in this is just so freaking, evil and horrible that you're rooting through the whole film for him to end his demise or get his demise, basically. And Dylan just does such a great enough job to really make you hate him, and he did that with effervescence, and he just was so good at that and just really delivered and was a great addition to that film. Now, if you haven't seen Dylan O'Brien anything, definitely a great film series to see him in. It's a great series that is based off of a book series called The Maze Runners. Yeah. The Maze Runners. Yeah. So this great series, Dylan O'Brien's the main character of the film series. And he is absolutely awesome in this. He is so freaking cool. He's so awesome, so amazing, and just I really enjoy his characterization of this main character. And I think that he does a great job. I think the physical attributes he brought to the film, his action sequences, stuff like that. I mean, the fact that he got ran over doing one of the stunts and almost died, I think is a really impressive. And he survived, and it was able to continue the series and everything. And I just think that overall, he just did such a great job with that film series, playing that character, bringing him to life, and just being a really great character that you enjoy and are rooting for, because he plays a hero versus being a villain in that, and he just plays it very well, and I really enjoy that about him in that film. And I just thought that he did a great job of bringing that character from the pages to life on the big screen, and he just was super entertaining and enjoyable. And I think it's another one of those series that I feel gets, kind of pitted, saying, oh, this is horrible compared to the books and stuff like that, and doesn't get enough credit for how good he was in those films and how amazingly he did and really carried that franchise and gave us some really great performances throughout all three of those films. And I think that film series should get more credit for how good of a film series is, and Dylan O'Brien's performance. He just was really great, and I think that it shines his great abilities at being an action star as well as, doing dramatics and comedy and stuff like that. He just is really awesome. And it's something that definitely I think everyone should check out if they're interested in seeing anything else Dylan O'Brien has directed. If you haven't seen anything Dylan O'Brien has been in, definitely check out The Maze Runners. He was absolutely fantastic in them. But I think he was absolutely fantastic in Send Help. I thought he was a great opposite of Rachel McAdams in this, and they both worked so well together and brought us a really great black comedy horror film that really played out and was a great ending to such a great film. If you haven't seen Dylan O'Brien anything, definitely go check him out and Send Help. He was really fantastic. So what is Send Help about? Basically, the premise of the story is these two people that work together in this company. One's the CEO and one is a longtime employee who pretty much does everything. Go on a trip basically to Thailand and end up crash landing in the ocean and getting both of them surviving and getting stuck on an island. And basically, it's about kind of their survival and kind of what ends up happening while they're on the island and kind of them trying to get rescued basically. And it's kind of all the craziness that ensues while they're stuck on this island, and you end up finding out that there's a lot more of a plot involved with Rachel McAdams' character against Dylan O'Brien's character. And it's just a really fun, awesome, I think, black horror comedy film. Sam Raimi directed the crap out of this. I thought he made such a great film. It just was super enjoyable, super fun. The action in it was great. The comedy was great. The elements, the lands, the cinematography, the music, the sets design, and all that kind of stuff was just so well constructed, and it just looked so amazing. It was so much fun, and just a really well-rounded film that was super entertaining. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this bad boy. Definitely going to add it to the collection. I think it's a new classic for Sam Raimi. Great performances by Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams. And just overall, it's just such a freaking fun film. And one hell of a story, and what a crazy ending. And it just was on point and so much fun. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out Send Help in theaters now. Worth the watch. So that's it for this movie review. So that's it. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older or new videos you've not seen mine yet. As always, people, huge shout out to my subscribers, new and old. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. But if you really want to help out the channel, please check out my Patreon page, where once you become a member, you add, donate, anything like that, you get all these extra accoutrements you don't get here on my YouTube channel, such as outtakes, bloopers, and all that kind of cool stuff. Plus, also, every month you get to pick a movie for me to review just for you. So, definitely something to think about. Help out the channel so I can get better, make better videos for you guys, and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate it. As always, catch you next one.